Yeah, I'm Robert Brown. I got started doing real estate about 10 years ago. And my brother and I started our own brokerage, Cornerstone Real Estate, about 7 years ago. I've helped a lot of people buy their first home. I'm helping a lot of people sell their first home and buy their next home, which is exciting. A lot of the challenges are fun to overcome for sure, but there's always stuff that you can't predict that comes up. My job isn't to sell someone a home. My job is just to look out for their best interests. So, I have no problem in, making sure they're completely happy with the home that they're gonna buy. If they decide to not buy a certain home, it doesn't affect me one bit. We have no extra incentive to push one home over the other. Naturally, my focus can be looking out for them, making sure they're getting the absolute best service. Home inspection is a huge part of that. So I value having a really good home inspector checking things out. Over the last couple of years, I've done a lot of home inspections with Carlson Home Inspections, and just had a really good experience overall. I would definitely keep using them and recommend them anytime someone asks. Brian came along probably after I've been in the business already for about 5 years, and I've seen a handful of home inspectors come and go. I value loyalty quite a bit, so it's very hard to let someone new in, but I actually became friends with Brian before I started using him as a home inspector. I know a lot about Brian's history as far as what he's done for work in the past, a lot of construction and everything. And when you meet the dude, you can just totally tell he knows what he's doing. He carries himself with confidence. When he tells you, an issue or something about a home, you believe it. The dude knows what he's talking about. He is specifically licensed to test for meth, radon, mold, asbestos, things that come up a lot, and any buyer should be concerned about and wanting to get checked out. One thing that I really appreciate that Brian does that a lot of home inspectors don't do, he really spends a lot of time with the client. Brian does an excellent job of making that client feel really, really well informed about the house. He doesn't skip over anything. He walks through the entire house with them. So I feel like the client walks away knowing they got their money's worth. One thing I like about Brian too, and something that I would point out to my agents or anyone asking, is he's very realistic. Sometimes these little things will freak out a buyer and scare him away from the home. It's super important to point out everything that's wrong with the home, but I think it's equally important to be honest about it and tell him if it's a real issue or not. So he does a really good job of just being realistic about the issues. If something's a big deal, he's gonna treat it like a big deal. If there's a little something that's broken, he's gonna mention it, but be real about it, and that's what I really appreciate. He always makes sure that they know that the relationship doesn't end at the end of the inspection. So for me as an agent, that's the same kind of relationship I want to build with my clients. The best thing that we can do is build a lasting relationship, show that we care. It just keeps that business coming back, and it's hands down the best way to build a business. I think the highlight that I would really point out is that experience that you have with the client. And like we touched on before, the client walks away having more confidence in their real estate agent, having referred Brian to them, and they walk away with confidence about the home. They feel well informed about the home. So it's just a very, very good experience.